Hey, Brandon here. Subscriptions talk video for books released on the 17th. Got a decent amount of books this week, and first thing I want to say is the books that were good were phenomenal. The books that were bad, I hated. And there's different reasons for that, but I'll get into that. As always, ordered from least favorite to most favorite, the last one being the pick of the week. Start off with Beetle 13. I hated this book. Now, I don't know if I hated it because I came into it with a negative attitude because I know the book's getting canceled and I don't want to start really liking it. Maybe that's it. I don't want to really like it because it's going to get canceled anyway, so I don't want to tease myself. But they're on Reach World and he runs into another blue beetle and I don't know, there were some stupid things and now they're off to Scarab World to kill where the Scarabs are from. I don't know. I just hated it. If I would have wanted to get into it, I probably could have very easily, but I just wasn't about it. I wasn't ready to get really involved and really enjoy this book when it's going to be canceled in a couple more issues. But that's that. Cyberforce number 1. Now, I shouldn't say anything negative about this book because it's free. And for being a free book, it is very good. Now, that being said, it's a free book, and I feel like it was rushed to a point. They just throw so much stuff at you at one time. They're just throwing stuff and just people and just places and events and times, and you just get bombarded with information. Now, if I went through and read it again, I could probably, I'd work my way through it if I, maybe slowed down a little bit, try to pick my way through it. But I just, I wasn't into it. I have, some of the old Cyberforce. And I figured the first 5 issues of this are free. So I'm going to pick them up regardless. And who knows, maybe I'll like it and keep it going. But I hope the next issue gets a little better. Because this one, you're kind of told that the world's going to end. And, they know when it's going to end. But, they can't do anything. And then all the Cyberforce is dead. I don't know what happened. It was just weird. It was really weird. So, maybe it gets better. Maybe not. Either way, I'll probably get at least first 5 issues. Wonder Woman number 13. For as good as a read this book was, it wasn't that good for me because I had no idea what was going on. For people who watch my videos often know that the first time I picked a Wonder Woman book up of the New 52 was the Zero issue. And that was a fun read. I liked the Zero issue, but it was just a little side story. Had nothing really to do with anything. And then this, I was confused. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what they were talking about. It was a very fun read, though. I'll give it that. It was very enjoyable to read it, although I had no idea what was going on. So hopefully either I learn a little bit coming up here, or it just changes. I don't know. If something happens, I hope I get into it. But either way, I'm not dropping it. I'm giving it a chance. Supergirl number 13. Once again, if you watch my subscriptions videos, you know that the Zero issue was where I picked it up. And I actually originally planned just to pick it up for, well, not just for, but to start with the Hell on Earth crossover between Supergirl, Superboy, and Superman. And I got this. And it was a fun read. It's about Supergirl finds Tycho here in this deep under the sea fortress that actually turns out to be Sanctuary, which is kind of her, her Fortress of Solitude. And it's actually a part that came off of the ship when she was sent here from her dad. And there's little tidbits she learns about her dad and stuff. Nice little read, little story. I think it was just kind of filler, preparing for the Hell on Earth storyline. It was just a little one-shot almost. But it was good, Excited for the Hell on Earth storyline, at least. The Marvel Now .1. This book is huge, and that's probably why it's $5.99. That being said, it was okay. If it wasn't for Cable coming back in the last story of this, because there's 5 stories in here, and if it wasn't for Cable in the last one, even though he just appeared and said, hey, I wouldn't have liked it as much. Just because Cable is one of my favorite characters, I'm glad to see him back. I hope there's good things for him. A few stories in here. The origin of Star-Lord's in here. There's a little Young Avenger story where Miss America and young Loki, they fight each other. A very nice Ant-Man story in here where he's shrunk down. He's talking about little mites and things, and a nice Nova story in here too. But it's not the the normal Nova who died. That's not the same Nova. But, I mean, it was alright. You know, I'll give it an alright. I don't know if I would, like, thinking back, I don't know if I'd pay $5.99 for it, because that's pretty ridiculous. But, I mean, do I think that I learned something from this? Not at all. Other than the fact that it was Forge who brought Cable back. That's probably, I mean, I'll probably pick it up somewhere else, though. It'll probably appear somewhere else. But nevertheless, I mean, I read it. It was alright. But thinking back, I mean, even though I get discounts on my books, $5.99 is just a little expensive. The New Avengers, number 31. I originally only was picking up this series because of the Deodato artwork. And I was going to drop it after that, and then I saw that they're going to be Deodato covers. So I decided to just keep getting them for the covers, and because they're finishing up the story. The book is coming to an end. And as you see here, I believe that's Doctor Strange on the cover. He's not even in the book. He's mentioned a little bit, but he doesn't play a significant role. Nothing too amazing about this book. The past like 3 books I just explained are pretty much on par with this one, because nothing really happened. I mean, it's post Luke Cage saying he's leaving the Avengers. He's done. They're talking about if they're going to sell the Avenger house or whatever. I guess Jennifer Kale is, like, in the astral plane, just wreaking havoc. And she possesses Victoria Hand until there's an encounter between Victoria Hand and Captain Marvel, and then it appears that she is now possessing her. I don't know if that's the proper term. I guess her astral form would be inside of her, but let's skip that. And the fate of the team's unknown. It doesn't really know. But, you know, they're kind of talking about, you know, breaking up. Is the team done because Luke's done? But I don't know. You know, it's the team's most likely going to break up because the book's ending. So it's not really a cliffhanger. Avengers Assemble number 8. Now, I had a big problem with this book. Huge problem. First of all, this cover is awesome. Second of all, it is anything that happened inside this book. I feel like they really rushed to shut this book down. I feel like they were doing everything in their power to get Thanos out of this book and out of kind of the continuity right now. I don't know if they want to redo something with him. But he has, obviously it looks like a cosmic cube, but Tony Stark discovers that it's not a cosmic cube. It's some other form of, it's a dark matter generator. And he kind of becomes one with it. Well, he actually sends all the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy, which are on the same ship, to the Cancerverse. And there they meet up with the Elders of the Universe, which is the Collector, Champion, the Stranger. You know, all those immortal beings that kind of not a lot's known about them, but they're obviously super strong. And Thor borrows the Collector's ultimate nullifier, shoots the cosmic cube. Thanos, you know, loses his size, it just shrinks down, and then they all just beat him up, and then the Elders take him. Like, that's it. It was a little rushed. Like, if he's supposed to be one of your greatest villains, and he is one of your greatest villains, one of the strongest, you can't just wrap him up in a page and a half. You can't just say, okay, the ultimate nullifier was used on the cosmic cube, he's small, he got beat up, he's done. No. That's just not right. That shouldn't have happened. I'm pretty bummed out. This is the last issue, I'm pretty sure. It continues in Guardians of the Galaxy, but I think that's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy versus the Badoon, or whatever that alien race is. I don't know. Pretty bummed out about this, though. Seeing this cover, I expect a lot more. Dark Avengers 182. This book confused me, but was awesome. Because it brought back the Thunderbolts as a team. They're back together now. As you can see on the cover here, you got Man-Thing in the back, you got Kane Marco, the Juggernaut, Boomerang's there, Hyde, Troll. And this book opened and the Avengers were helping out. And I don't recall 181, I don't recall the Avengers being called in. It just kind of happened, they were there, whatever. I dealt with it. After getting that, they eventually meet back up and they're trapped inside this dome that nobody can break. Well, that's when the Mysterious Man is brought out, and it's Kane Marco. And Man-Thing has to reach into his, like, the nexus of realities or whatever, and he pulls out the power that makes him the Juggernaut. And it's the first time he's the Juggernaut in, you know, a while. And, you know, the unstoppable force, he crashes through the wall. There's a nice little touching scene between Songbird and Troll that was really nice because they had a big misunderstanding before they broke up. But I mean, I'm glad the Thunderbolts are back. Although it's kind of it's kind of saying okay, farewell, because I'm pretty sure that it's done. Like there's not going to be any more Thunderbolts. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Dark Avengers book, and the Thunderbolts are going to have their own book. Although I wish the Thunderbolts would be the Dark Avengers now. I wouldn't mind that. Another great scene in here when they actually fight the Dark Avengers, and they take care of them pretty handily. And there's a scene where Hyde and the Juggernaut just slam Ragnarok on the ground and just destroy him. Like they're both pounding him. And I thought that was a very, aesthetically pleasing panel. We have Daredevil number 19 here. Probably the most solid book I've been reading for the past few months. Every issue, I can't say I get excited about it because it's so good that I've never been let down to get excited. Like, every time I read it, I'm very impressed. This is a great book. I love this book. This one doesn't disappoint. In the cover here, it's he wants to be called Coyote now, I guess. He used to be a C-class teleporter. I don't know, but he was the one making Matt seem like he's going insane, making it seem like he's crazy. And at the end of this, as you see on the cover here, he actually cuts Matt's head off his body. And his body's like kind of there, and he can control that, but his head's somewhere else. So this story is written so well, it just blows my mind. It blows my mind what they're doing with Daredevil. It's such a generic story, but they're doing so well with it, it's unbelievable. I love this title. And the pick of the week is Justice League 13. Wonderful book. I mean, this book had everything that I would want. And big crazy, reveal at the end where the cheetah bites Superman. And Superman becomes, a cheetah. Which, anytime Superman doesn't have control of his body, we know that is terrible, terrible times. Because, obviously, he is the most powerful, superhero. But, I mean, it's the actual cheetah, her name is, Barbara Minerva, and it was a curse that she got while helping Wonder Woman with her detective work on the whatever they were doing, and she was actually Diana's first friend. And then the Justice League comes in and says, "We'll help you with this," and she says, "No, it's not your problem," but they say, "Please allow us to help," and they help, and this happens. There's an awkward moment where Supes and Wonder Woman talk about the kiss. It's a little awkward, and then Flash actually helps Cyborg deal with a problem. Cyborg thinks he's just a robot. He's not human. I think that, the second story in here, I think it's kind of just a JLA preview. It's basically all it is. And I plan on picking up the JLA, but it has the Green Arrow in it and, a couple other things. But that's the pick of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I mean, I had a lot of fun reading these books this week, although I was disappointed in some. I probably walked into some with a negative attitude and disappointed with a few. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, just have a great day.